Well, many of us are just happy we have a job in this economy. There still are some frustrated, unhappy workers out there. With us this morning is Allie Casey, author of Misunderstood, the Fast Guide to Communicating at Work, and chief communicator at alliecasey.com. And she claims that the root to all of this is in communication. Thank you so much for joining us, Allie.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Beth.
I love the title of the book, Misunderstood. Now, you say that a lot of the unhappiness that happens in the workplace is from miscommunication, from misunderstandings.
Misunderstandings. Yes, because we've all been misunderstood, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So that affects a corporation both from the outer communication, as we talk about that, because you're losing productivity and profits and that sort of thing. And then the individual themselves feels misunderstood and not connected to things. So.
Sure. Now, I understand that there are some pretty alarming statistics regarding miscommunication, that it's costing companies
$37 billion a year, according to one report. And I think that number is low, actually.
$37 billion, and you think it's low.
Yeah.
Now, one of the great things is that you have written a book to help us get past all of this. And one of the things that I loved about this, and you're going to hear my southern accent come out, you have the 5 eyes. 5 eyes. I have trouble saying that. Tell me what those 5 eyes are and how they can help us communicate better.
All right, those 5 eyes. The 5 eyes come from the invitation for communication, which I look at as both a formula and a mindset. So the 5 eyes are the intention, the information, the interpretation, the interaction, the integration.
The integration. Okay,
Yeah.
Let's break those down so that we understand how to do this better.
Okay, so we have the intention, and often we're not really honest about our intentions, are we?
True, no.
Yeah.
We say something we don't mean.
That's right. So we spent a few more minutes really being honest about what the result is that we want from our message. We could start things off on the right foot to begin with. The next part, of course, is the information. That's the actual message that you're giving somebody. And again, there you want to be clear, you want to be succinct, you want to, make sure that all the parts of that message are congruent. And then we go into the interpretation.
That's the hairy part, because we can't control that.
That's exactly right. We can't control that. Well, we can if we do a better job in the beginning and if we do the next part. But the interpretation, yes, is dependent upon the listener. And who knows how many filters that message is going through before it kind of comes out at the bottom. And in the end, we really want people thinking the same way that we do. And we forget that not everyone does that.
And that most people don't,
That's exactly right. So the next I is the important one, and that's the interaction. It's the interaction to make sure that that intention matches the interpretation.
Okay.
Yeah, the two are exactly the same. And the only way you can do that is to start interacting and to make sure that the person has heard it in the way that you intended. And so that means asking sometimes what can be a difficult question, but again, if you slow down and instead of saying to somebody, oh, you got it, just stop a minute and say, wow, I gave you a lot of information. What questions might you have about this?
That's a very positive way of saying it instead of you got it, which doesn't make you feel...
Yes, because it's actually putting the onus on you to say, maybe I went a little fast here. And then it gives you the opportunity to clean anything up. And then, again, we have the integration. There may be further follow-up depending upon the kind of conversation that's really taking place.
So when you take all of this, you actually now can go out into the world, and you do this as a public speaker and as a communication coach. What's next for you?
Well, again, I'm doing it if I'm working with an organization, I'm generally more focused on the outer communication. If I'm doing a reinvention intervention, as I call it, with individuals, then I'm a little more focused on the inner conversation.
So you're available to groups or to individuals.
That's exactly right.
And the book is available to everyone and incredibly helpful. And you've been incredibly helpful this morning. Thank you for going through this with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And again, your viewers can go to the website and get a free 6-part audio on communication.
And again, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you, Beth.
Now, to find out more about Allie Casey and her book, Misunderstood, the Fast Guide to Communicating at Work, or to get the free audio series, just check out alliecasey.com.